to help people with processing through difficult emotions that tend to get stirred up around the Katrina anniversary. So he did a free workshop that allowed people to come in and do that. So, I mean, it was just really wonderful. We had great speakers, people from all over the city. We had different, folk from Dillard and Suno. Are we still healing from Katrina? Most certainly. Like, people are still processing emotions, and I think that there need to be more concerted efforts to make sure that people are able to process through those emotions. Like, people are still gonna feel the feeling of grief, but there are ways that you can help to process it so that it's not what the healer would say is that it's not stored in the body, that you are able to process through and release, so that yes, it still is this memory that you have and that sticks with you, but it's not something where it's stored in the body and you're suppressing it. And so he spoke a lot about that. He gave people in the room like a free way of thinking through breath work when he presented. And then later on in the evening, he did a demonstration where he like dedicated an hour, 15 minutes to help people to do that exercise.
I just hear more people, I think, this year who said and ended up saying that they did not want to, they didn't want to participate
Right.
or even go back and try to remember some of the things that they went through
Oh,
during that time.
for sure. I mean, I had people who were signed up to present or to participate who, once they got to the event, they were like, you know what, I don't think I can.
Mm.
Or message me right beforehand. I don't think that I can do that. And what I tend to tell people is that all feelings that we have about Katrina are valid,
Mm-hmm.
because the National Geographic uh, docu series was just released that brought all of these emotions back to the forefront.
Right.
And people said that they felt like the film brought them right back there. So that means that we still have to do work about it. But then also, it showed us that how difficult it was, how much of a disaster and a tragedy it was on all fronts. And so any emotion that you have behind Katrina is valid.
Mm-hmm.
So I always kind of start off there. And then I always say, or I like to try and push, because remember, the same people who did the activity or the commemoration from the Lower Ninth Ward to Hunter's Field, that's SES and CINO, the New Orleans Commemoration Foundation, the Hip Hop Caucus, Third Line NOLA. The people who wound up doing that, they also are the people who went to the state capitol and to city council to get us Katrina Day. So it was officially I want to say a holiday, Katrina Day, at least in name. And what we would like is to be able to get a actual holiday,
Okay.
so that people could, city and state workers could be off during that time, and they can rest, reflect, or they can engage in the work that we've been doing about bringing the community together and consider like what it is that we want, what's our future vision because of what's happened to us.
Okay.
And I think that that gives us a collective time to do that.
Well, very good, young lady. I always know when you involved that it's going to be success.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a lot to do it without you because,
No, it was.
we do so much together. It's like magic and
Oh.
fireworks. We do so many great things together.
I imagine
So.
she's fireworks. But look, I got to get you on this story because it's been bothering me, and I want to kind of change into what's happening right now with this young boy who was missing for 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and then they find out that he had been in an area of water in New Orleans East where evidently an alligator bit him.
Oh.
And of course, they said he was autistic. He was 12 years old. And now they have arrested his mother, Hilda Vasquez. Now, the young boy was what they call nonverbal,
Mm-hmm.
and they found him dead in a lagoon in New Orleans East. Hilda Vasquez, the mother of Brian Vasquez, she is facing charges: second-degree cruelty, of a juvenile and 1 count of negligent
That's
homicide.
ridiculous. That's ridiculous. From what I understand, the little boy climbed out of a window.
Right.
There's video of him wandering
Walking,
down the street.
Right.
Okay. And they called the police, and it took more than 5 hours for the police to go on a search for the little boy. So, how is any of that her fault? How would that be second-degree cruelty if he got out of their home by climbing out of a window? You see him, they report him immediately, and the police don't get the message for another 5 hours to go out and search. And then when they search, it takes days before they find him inside of a lagoon. That sounds like a tragic accident. It doesn't sound like second-degree cruelty.
I was trying to make sure that I had the right perception because it looks like to me that law enforcement is putting the perception out here that something bad has happened in the past where this young boy was in a position where he could have been treated bad with DCS involved. And hold on, let me make sure I got this right. In the past, and this is the story that they give to us. They're trying to give you an account of what happened, saying that if she posts bail once it's set, she cannot be within 600 feet of her other children, and she must enroll in a domestic abuse program before December 22nd. Now, Vasquez neglected to check on Brian for 4 hours before realizing he was missing and contacting police. Now, if he's in a room, supposedly asleep, with the door shut, couldn't that happen with anybody?
Right.
Okay. All right. Preliminary interviews conducted by NOPD. They started August 13th around 8 p.m. She gave Brian an unknown brand of melatonin, that's sleep aid.
Mm-hmm.
On the 14th at 3 a.m.
Trying to make sure that he goes to sleep. Okay.
I didn't think that was a crime to give. I know a lot of kids that you can give melatonin to, and because they won't go to sleep.
That's what it's for.
Okay.
Isn't that what it's for?
Yeah.
If you have somebody who is
To make you
struggling
rest.
to go to sleep, then they take it so that they can go to bed. It's 8 p.m. He needs to go to sleep.
All right. So she woke up around 7 a.m. to take her 6-year-old son to school, leaving Brian and her 11-year-old daughter home without any adult supervision. Now, my question that I had for Wick, I asked him, I said, hey, bro, when were you old enough to be left at home by yourself? What'd you say, Wick, how long was that for you? You said it was
6 years old.
6 years old.
That was a different time, though. That was a different time. We would be left at home.
He is right, because the only thing I was worried about was getting home to see Speed Racer.
Right.
So
Right. Mm-hmm.
You don't know what Speed Racer is.
I do. It's the cartoon.
yeah, Speed Racer.
I know what it is. I ain't watch it, but I know what it is.
No, it's way off there by the time you start watching.
Dang.
Yeah.
Youngster.
Dang. Okay.
But I'm
But
looking at
11, isn't an 11-year-old able to be at home alone?
So here's the problem that I have with this. You took your 6-year-old son to school, leaving Brian and her 11-year-old daughter home alone without any adult supervision. Now, in this part, I wanted to make sure that I said it right, so I didn't say anything when I asked you that question. So I'm going to ask it to you again. The 11-year-old, is that old enough to be able to say you can be at home while you're also supervising your brother that may be autistic? Would you say that's okay?
I mean,
Because this is why I'm saying it. She woke up at 7 a.m. and took her 6-year-old
6-year-old
son to school.
right. She
Leaving
left
Brian.
him at home. Mm-hmm.
With her 11-year-old daughter.
Mm-hmm. Right. I thought that now this is when I would use my handy dandy cell phone, because isn't an 11-year-old able to stay at home?
That's what I'm trying to figure.
I'm going to have to look
Now,
that up.
according to the affidavit, she did not check on Brian before leaving. She assumed that he was still asleep due to the bedroom door being closed. So when Vasquez arrived home, she did not check on Brian and instead went into her bedroom. Around 10 o'clock, she told Detective Bravo she called for her 11-year-old daughter to run errands with her. And at that time, her daughter informed her that Brian was missing.
Okay, it says this is AI. Okay, an AI Google question.
Mm-hmm.
There's no single age when children can legally be left alone in Louisiana, as it depends on the state's lack of specific age laws. But parents must consider their child's maturity, the duration of time, and the overall safety of the situation. Many states have their own guidelines or laws on leaving children home alone. It can vary significantly. Okay. Experts suggest factors like a child's ability to handle emergencies, manage themselves independently, and the home environment should be weighed before leaving them unsupervised. So the answer is there is no age in the state of Louisiana. But is it that she had a history of abuse?
That's what they're saying, that there was a history of it when he was 3 months old. I think that's what it was. NLPD said that DCF received records from DCF. Showed multiple reports filed against Vasquez from November 2013 till 2025. Her child physical abuse and lack of supervision.
Oh.
Now, that's the part where the story ended. But I'm saying to myself, what were the reports? Did he have some type of scars on him? Did he
What
fall?
were the findings and what was the outcome? Because see, that's the other thing. If DCFS is supposed to be taking care of stuff,
why didn't they
take right? So like, don't just say, oh, they had reports. Like, what was the findings of the reports?
And if they did find that there were reports, did you take the children from her before?
Right.
And what did she have to do to get them back?
Right.
Then the other part of that is, did you all know that the report? Did you know the findings and still gave the children back?
Yeah, we need more information. But what I don't hear inside that story is that it took the police 5 hours before they started the search. So
after they called.
So somebody there needs second degree cruelty. Somebody at the NOPD should have some of them charges as well, because they waited 5 hours knowing that a child was missing
and didn't classify
who was nonverbal, autistic,
and didn't classify this as a child with any of those problems until what, 5 hours later?
Yeah, 5 hours later they went on the search,
right.
But they knew that a child was missing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll take the break here. Can we take the break and then we'll come back and take some telephone calls? 504-582-9422. More coming up, y'all.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Singer and producer will.i.am is launching what he thinks could be the next generation of radio, and he's using AI to do it. It's called Radio FYI. He talked to Bloomberg about the inspiration behind the project.
People still listen to radio, and radio hasn't been innovated since satellite radio. And so now with our architecture, we're able to allow the listener to engage with the presentation. It's no longer a one-way street or sometimes half a street when you're able to call into a station. This radio architecture allows for 1 to millions of conversations at the same time during the same segment.
will.i.am also says his AI-powered plan will be totally different from streaming platforms like Spotify, even though many of them now have radio station-style features. Radio FYI will be designed to offer listeners a sense of community, something he thinks there's still a need for. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Lowe's knows you've got a job to do, and we help get it done. With the Milo's Pro Rewards program, eligible members save more with volume discounts on qualifying orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer can't be combined with any other discount, contract, and/or special pricing. Exclusions, more terms, and restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Hey everybody, it's Graylin Bryant Banks
and Kimber White Dupree
from the front porch.
Some convos are too good to miss. Now you can pull up a chair to the front porch anytime.
Just search WBOK Media and subscribe to the Front Porch Podcast.
Download, share, and hit us with a 5-star rating because New Orleans culture deserves to be heard loud and clear.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
I went on down to New Orleans and they all asked for Frank. On every street, all the people you meet, they all ask for Frank. They all know to vote for Frank, cause he has a plan. Make New Orleans shine, safe from crime, the best in all the land. Vote for Frank.
Paid for by the committee to elect Frank Skurlock for mayor.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Everybody on Facebook is cracking up.
You got the big boot. We have been inundated. I know everybody wondering, like, what the heck is going on? You sure? I don't see it.
It's up your pants leg.
No, bro.
It went underneath that little strip.
Come on back. Oh, just come on back.
Come on back.
You're all up in the camera. Oh. Come on back over here.
It's all on Facebook.
I can't see. I can't see.
We've had a visitor of the four-legged nature.
Oh, my God.
And it flies, too.
And Dr. Shepard is losing all of her cookies right now.
Ooh, that thing was as big as a person.
That thing was not big as a person.
It's pet worthy. It was in there.
It's not in there. Okay. Come on back.
It's okay.
Don't even play.
Dr. Shepard?
God. Yes.
I'm going to let you have
gonna
your
let
way
me?
right now. And just let you have your way right now.
Speak?
I'm going
Okay, that sounds like it'd be one of two things: either a flying cockroach
Oh boy.
or another rodent, which I hope is neither. But you did say four-legged. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a rodent.
Oh boy.
Dr. Shepard left
Oh
us.
boy.
Dr. Shepard is gone.
I'm sorry,
All
bro.
right.
How you doing, T-Bone?
I'm all right. I guess I'm doing better than y'all with all of that drama going on. But on a serious note, I think, and it's just my opinion, I don't have all the facts because clearly there's still some holes and different things. I think two things are at play here. You may have had a language barrier with the mother, and you may have also had a situation where the mother was scared to actually get law enforcement involved at first, because the truth of the matter is, and I can say this, and in my cop friends that want to dispute me, I challenge you. Because, see, cops are trained to restrain a suspect or restrain a situation to get it under control.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens with some autistic people is that they may not obey verbal commands. And so, let's say, if they were fortunate to come across that boy on the streets, that they would have had to run behind him, try to restrain him, and keep him together until they figured out what the situation was. Because he was nonverbal, correct?
Right.
So he may or may not have cooperated with the police. The mother probably was concerned about that as well. Being that she did have that situation with the charges in Texas, I believe, she probably was scared to call the police because of that as well. There's so many things that went wrong with this story, and it really hurts me to my core as a parent dealing with this. By the way, Wick, before I forget to give you this message, I want to encourage you as somebody who is recently joining into this community to be as strong as you can for that child, for those parents that are dealing with it in your family. Be as encouraging, pray a lot, and be willing to listen once they get more information on how to deal with that youngster. Because these years, the early developmental years, are so crucial to these particular individuals. And what we do in the early part of their life is going to structure them later on down the line. I don't want to get into too many of the details. We were watching it this morning. Both me and my wife were heartbroken to hear, about the demise of this boy. And my wife feels a little differently about this because she feels the woman should have been charged. Because she said, why didn't she have bars on the windows? Why didn't she do this? Why didn't she do that? And my justification was this. Maybe she couldn't afford to get bars on the windows.
That too.
Maybe it was a situation where this boy was having pure meltdowns for some time, and he does this on a daily basis. And parents dealing with autism know what I'm talking about. Sometimes these children have so much difficulty just winding down. They need medication. They have issues with going to the bathroom. And with him being mostly nonverbal or nonverbal completely, he couldn't tell them what he was going through. He couldn't tell them when he needed to go to the bathroom, which is why they probably put him on a diaper. They weren't able to toilet train him. They had situations with just getting him to go to sleep and were exhausted, burned out, and letting him go through the meltdowns all night long in that room. And unfortunately, he found a way to escape that room, and we know the rest, unfortunately. Again, it really hurts me to hear this story.
So I don't want to sound like I am Mr. Meanie and thinking I know something about autism, because I'm going to be the first one to tell you that I don't. But it's apparent to me he might have been nonverbal, but it does not mean that he didn't have any ways to communicate. You understand what I'm saying?
It's possible.
And
I don't know the child's IEP. I don't know what was on it. Yeah.
But the reason I'm saying that is because if he didn't have any way to communicate, or first of all, I would think that that would be almost mute-like if he didn't. But I am going to tell you this: he knew how to get out that window.
Well, let me tell you, not being able to communicate doesn't mean that you don't have any intellect. It doesn't mean that you don't
That's what I'm just
have any
That's
smart.
what I'm just saying.
Because let me tell you something. I have a child on that part of the spectrum who cannot speak, cannot hold conversation. He knows some words, but he cannot. If you talk to him, he's going to repeat what you say. It's called parrotism. But this same child knows how to work a microwave, knows how to mix up something, knows how to add hot sauce to his red beans and rice, just like any other New Orleans. He also knows to pick up plates and throw them away when we're done eating. He understands a lot. He just cannot communicate. But there is some gray areas to this story. You guys are absolutely right. There are some gray areas to this story, and it's just unfortunate because I can understand this as a parent dealing with it. You do experience burnout.
So let me ask you this, though, T-Bone. Do you think that she should have been charged?
Honestly, me, myself, I don't know. But to be perfectly truthful, I don't know all the facts. And I don't think that law enforcement gave us the whole story. I don't think they have all the details, to be truthful, because you're talking about she was charged with child neglect when the child was 3 months, and he turned 12. So you're telling me she came from another state, she managed to get the child back, didn't do any time, or possibly did some time, got her child back, moved to another state, and this was on nobody's radar, really. By the same token, the school never reported any signs of neglect or abuse.
Not that we know.
They would notice. You understand?
Because we also
they
talking about
noticed.
DCPS, so we don't
Right.
necessarily know
And
those
my
records.
sister actually works for child services here as well. So she would be looking at this case with scrutiny. Hopefully she doesn't get it, because I know it's going to tug at her heartstrings, because she's going to think about her nephew. You understand? There's so much gray to this. And the unfortunate thing is, because we've lost a individual in this, it may or may not get completely solved. But I'm not sure that parent is rightfully being accused here. I think, honest to God, this was a situation where they did not think they were going to lose that child.
So I think there's another entity that goes along with this that no one has said anything about, and maybe I'm thinking a little bit more so out of the box than the average person. So you're trying to tell me that no one listened to this Asian man that was living in one of the houses, or is living in one of the houses in that area. That man stood up on television the other day and said, "We've been having an alligator problem out here." And now it took a child to get bit up by an alligator to have wildlife and fisheries to bring all their services out there and get all those alligators out the pond. We had to get
well,
a
now
child.
that part, I'm going to yell BS, and I'm being very, very cordial saying that because everybody knows that since Katrina, wildlife has overgrown out there in the East. When I was living out there over 20 years ago and I
So why
first
you
got
yelling
married,
BS?
because everybody knows there's a lot of wildlife that have grown tremendously since Katrina back there because when I was living back there before Katrina, there was bucks and deers running across the road. There was armadillos that would jump up in front of you when you was driving. There was raccoons that would raid different dumpsters out there for the different apartments. So I could just imagine when you knock down a lot of houses, you have a lot more green space now. Nature is definitely all over Littlewoods.
But that's
Definitely
their
all
area.
over
We're invading their
Michoud.
areas. So I said that's their area. We're invading their areas by trying to be in development stuff. So
Exactly. So why is that beyond a shadow of belief that they have gators back there? Come on now.
Well, my point was, and I was thinking as I saw this, one of the residents in that area said, we have a whole bunch of gators back here in this area. I see them in my yard all the time. And I'm
Well, let me
thinking to
ask you this,
myself,
though.
then
Let me
why
answer
are we
this.
bringing?
Let me ask this.
But why are
But
we
let me ask
bringing
this,
these?
G.
Why are we bringing out wildlife and fisheries now? If we already knew this, we should have been brought them out.
Well, let me ask you this, and I can speak on this because one of the campuses I work for, my employer, has gators in that area. How many of those residents can hire the swamp type people to capture and release gators back there, where that boy came from? Do they have the money to individually hire these people? No. Majority of them probably don't. That's why you hadn't heard anything about it. That's why wildlife and fisheries not going back there. But if it happened in Lakeview, oh my God, you have to come get this coyote. I mean, oh my God. I'm being very facetious, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But I'm
Right
still saying, no one has brought up the fact that this is a residential area where they've got wild game, whether we're talking about alligator, whether we're talking about them feral pigs, whether we're talking about coyotes. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. This has a residential area that these folks pay their taxes for these services, and nobody has brought it up. Have they brought it up, or have we not even paid attention? So that would be the question I would have.
And what I would submit to you is this: let them regentrificate it, and I bet you they won't be talking about this getting to somebody else's child.
So I don't know what the area is like, especially in the evening time. But if they're going to remove the gators now, in my opinion, you're a day late and a dollar short.
They sure the hell is. And we don't know how many other people have been gotten by the gators back there. I'm just saying.
Now, let me tell you that there is a gator in one of the bayous when they're getting ready to have one of those daggone festivals. And everybody want to put a kayak and a boat in the bayou.
Well, I told my wife the other day, because I'm walking distance from Bayou St. John. The signs have been up, though. The signs have been up. I was fishing on the bridge for Harrison Avenue, right there next to City Park one day. About a 6 to 7 foot gator swam right past my line. I'm like, well, damn. You know, I always thought they were further down, but then, again, since Katrina, the waters have changed. These things are more bold. And as you would say, we're living in that area now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you're seeing this. But guess what? I ain't got no money to pay swamp people to come get them. You got money to pay for that? Down this way? No. And that's why it's happening. Until they have a massive effort to clean out and try to contain the gators, it's like this.
Yeah.
And I bet you if there's another incident with a child, God help me. I'm not wishing that on nobody. But if there's another child that's a lighter shade of the soul that's involved, that's going to change.
Well,
I'm just saying.
You think it's going to change?
Oh, again, if the child is a lighter shade of soul, that's going to change. Hey.
Boom. All right, T-Bone.
All right, y'all.
Appreciate
Take it
it.
easy. All right. Bye.
Dr. Shepard, come back in. Come join me. I would never let there be an incident with you.
I can do the show from right here safely.
No, it's not
Off
like
camera.
you not being seen. Come on back on. Come on. He ran out the door.
Huh?
He ran out the door. We opened the door.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He did not run out.
He ran out the door.
No, he didn't.
He couldn't wait, and Wick had opened the door. He was like, I'm out of here. Plus, he had been sprayed, so that's why he was trying to get out of the way.
I sprayed him with Lysol, so he's disinfected.
Right.
So he
He's
can't
just
infect
clean.
you. He can't infect you. You're going to be attacked by a clean roach. I don't know what that thing was, though.
It was a pet.
We should have put a collar on it.
We should have a little leash.
Should have walked it.
And walked it.
There you go. Come on in. Bring your leash. I'm feeling lonely.
Oh, that's so sweet.
But you still ain't coming up. I ain't
No.
never seen you move that fast with the
No,
boot.
I need to see a dead body.
Look, Wick, if she was trying to get a lawsuit, it just went away. It's y'all on camera.
I told her, boy, she forgot all about that boot.
Huh?
She forgot all about that boot.
It's called life preservation. You gotta preserve life.
He wasn't trying to get to you. He was trying to get away from you.
I was trying to get away from him.
So y'all, you equal. He ain't even peeped his head out. He probably dead. Wick come in here spraying him with all that disinfectant.
My son gonna get him on the break.
Huh?
Jordan gonna get him on the break.
Jordan, that thing got outside of here. He ain't even coming in here.
It's still in the room. I saw it.
You saw him what?
He's under the wires down there.
You saw him already?
Yeah, he's down
That's
there
what
under
I'm
the
saying.
wires.
I don't want to stick my feet by him, and I got on open toe shoes.
He's gonna be playing footsies.
I don't want to be playing footsies
He can
with
give
your
you,
friend.
He can give you a good massage. Ain't nothing like a massage from a rodent. Unless you got toe jam. You got toe jam?
Jam.
No.
Oh, jam. But I wanted to get you all. I especially wanted to ask you this though, since you did, Dr. Shepard. This story is bothering me. You can tell it's bothering me, right?
Yeah.
Something just don't sound right in this story. And from what I'm reading, from what I'm hearing, and then I'm listening also to her spokesperson. They've been complaining with this story. Remember what I'm talking about? Wait, that they were trying to get this young boy, Brian, listed as missing so that they could have a search party go look for him.
Right.
And they took the report and put it on somebody else's desk and let it sit there.
Right.
And what came out of that was this lady, not the mother, but this lady that's the spokesperson for the family, to start complaining, saying that they did not do what they were supposed to do. Talking about the police department, NOPD left this this whole situation just fly by because they didn't know that this boy was missing, and they didn't even look at the reports right. I mean, it said a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
And I guess the gist of all of this, they started looking at NOPD more so than anybody else. And then I heard the police chief say, well, we need to check into this, yada, 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 yada. So I felt a little bit like the focus had switched to the police department not doing their job.
Right.
And then I felt that the focus of this investigation turned back to the family members.
Yeah.
And what was said was, I mean, I know a little bit of the inside, but I don't know everything. But it was talking about their GoFundMe site and also that they needed a vehicle.
Mm-hmm. You said they needed funds?
They were saying that they needed a vehicle.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, well, so maybe that's true.
Mm-hmm.
But they started looking at it as like they had done something wrong by saying what they needed.
That they needed a vehicle?
Yep.
So what, they think that they had one and did something?
Mm-hmm.
Something. But we saw the little boy running down the street.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I don't know. To me, both sides seem to have some real sticky situations in this whole thing. But I guess the question I had for everybody was, which one you believe? Think about that for a minute until we come back. More coming up, y'all. Because Dr. Shepherd ain't coming back in here with her newfound friend. Got a newfound friend. More coming up, y'all. Here by the Wu-Tang.
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris. President Trump is bringing back the War Department, at least in name. On Friday, he signed an executive order rebranding the Pentagon as a Department of War, a title that dates back to 1789. The move doesn't carry the force of law since only Congress can officially rename the agency. But the order allows Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth to call himself Secretary of War and requires federal agencies to use the term in official communications. Trump says the changes reflect strength and a warrior ethos, claiming the Department of Defense was a woke invention. But Pentagon officials are furious. They said the rebrand could cost billions, updating seals, websites, contracts, even chow hall napkins, while doing nothing to address urgent military challenges. Democrats call the move a dangerous distraction. Republicans like Mitch McConnell argue that renaming the Pentagon means little if Trump isn't willing to increase spending. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
In his ongoing obvious naked power grab, President Donald Trump signaled that he might deploy National Guard troops to New Orleans. After sending National Guard troops to Los Angeles, then Washington, D.C., the president told reporters during a recent White House news conference that he is now considering sending soldiers to Chicago or maybe New Orleans. To no one's surprise, Trump said Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry would welcome such a move. Of course, the governor is an unapologetic Trump disciple, a miniature authoritarian who no doubt has national political aspirations. Trump, our authoritarian-in-chief, began his controversial move to use the military for domestic purposes when he ordered military units to Los Angeles to put down a small protest about immigration. The governor of California and the mayor of Los Angeles condemned Trump's action as unnecessary, unwanted, and unrequested. While Trump poo-pooed the criticism and then doubled down on his apparent intent to militarize cities led by Democrats by deploying National Guard troops to Washington, D.C., citing a fictitious crime wave. But statistics show a major reduction in crime in the nation's capital. Meanwhile, a federal judge in San Francisco ruled that Trump's deployment of the National Guard in Los Angeles violated the law, stating the Guard performed law enforcement duties that are prohibited for the military. Against that backdrop, now comes talk from Trump about sending soldiers to Chicago and New Orleans, where crime is significantly reduced in both municipalities, specifically the Crescent City. It escapes no one that all of these cities have Democratic mayors, and all of them African American, and sans one are run by black women. Coincidence? Hell, I think not. This is Norman Robinson, Off the Top.
New Orleans never sleeps, and neither does WBOK. Now, every voice, every moment, and every show is in your pocket. Search WBOK Media wherever you get podcasts. Download, share, rate us 5 stars. Because when you support us, you amplify black voices and the New Orleans culture.
Are you passionate about community safety and police accountability? Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor, we're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Get the facts and stay informed. We're breaking down complex issues, highlighting community voices, and holding people behind the badge accountable. Join us for an informative hour every Friday at noon on WBOK. Your city, your police, your show. The Monitor's Mic.
Saints of God, it's time for us to tell you the truth. It's time for you to start your 21-day challenge. Don't take another day. Do it right now. Call 504-701-4711. That's the Whole Water Stove, Pastor David Impartan Sr., the host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. This is the water that's designed to change your body, the way you think, the way you act, and the way you look. Why don't you start your 21-day challenge today? For $35, you can start it right now. Call me so we can set up your appointment. 504-701-4711. That's 504-701-4711. Change your water, change your mind.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, and on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504-207-3060.
If someone asks, let them know you listen to WBOK. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. A few minutes before we get out of here, Dr. Shepard, you have graced us back with your presence. Murderer.
Oh.
Wait, why you gotta call me a murderer?
Murderer. You're a murderer.
I killed it.
Yes.
He's a hero.
I ain't
no hero.
He's a hero.
I ain't kill
You're
it.
an accomplice.
I killed it.
And your son is he a murderer too?
He's a
Oh,
co-conspirator.
he finished it off. He's the finisher.
I know.
He finished it off.
That's what he is. He's the finisher.
He stepped there, sucker, and went. I knew it was dead.
He crunched. Yes, indeed. Hey, Ron.
What's down with it, man?
What's going on?
What's going on?
I'm cool and I was just hollering at y'all. First, y'all already know, shouts out to the Fatherhood Roundtable as well as the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. You dig? I was just calling, hollering, checking, let y'all know I made it back safe from, we made it back safe from Cincinnati by like 3:30 this morning. And we still went on and continued our Red Beam Monday today because, you know, rain, sleet, dangerous heat. We out there every Monday. 1529 Newton Street, Algiers, Louisiana.
So how things go in Cincinnati?
Huh?
How did things go in Cincinnati?
Everything went good. You know, you just have that, that type of climate where, you know, some people think that when things happen like that, or just things, period, like we just supposed to just continue to walk around with our heads down, our voices low, and just go along with the get along. You know, it's something about this Building Bridges coalition that we have, you know, led by Marquell Bridges, which is a collective of revolutionary organizations as well as impacted families. And, you know, we just do our part just to, support and show families that, you know, they actually have real people out here, boots on the ground, that's actually doing the work and, you know, supporting the impacted families, you know, every step of the way. You know, and that was one of our impacted families. For those who don't know, Ryan Hinton, who was murdered by the Cincinnati Police Department, police department, and shot in the back. And the officer that shot him, he said that Ryan pointed a gun at him, but he was shot in the back. So, if he pointed a gun at you, supposed to be shot in the chest or in the front somewhere. But, yes, and the dad, once he seen the video, the unedited version, he allegedly went and killed one of the deputies. Allegedly. Yeah. So that's what we was doing because you know, they trying to sweep the case under the rug and try to tie that with the dad's case, you know, and things like that. But you know, you still have to get justice for, you know, the son, because it was the son who was, you know, done unjustly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
the
that's what
case
was
where
going on.
when the dad went to go walk into the courtroom,
All the
the
police
judge only had the police officers and his brother was trying to get in the room.
Yes, that's the
Uh-huh.
exact case. And they had all those police officers up in there for intimidation tactics.
Right.
And just like with George Floyd, when he hollered out for his mama, when that brother walked in front of that police officer's face and put his head up, you knew what that meant. That was a cry to. Not, I ain't gonna really say no cry. That was a show of pride, as a black father, because a lot of us are not going to sit back and take this kind of stuff constantly going on over and over again. Because if we remember, there was an FBI, and I did see FBI report that came out that showed that under Obama's presidency, that that the FBI, CIA, certain police departments over America was infiltrated by the Ku Klux Klan. So they traded in these sheets for the badge and the gun.
Right. Like David
flag
Duke told him to do.
Thank you. So I mean, these things, they make it seem like it's accident when it's really purposely done. And now we have AI, and it's all type of things they're doing with these videos and things like that. But what's crazy is that the type of mentality that some of our people have is that whenever we have an encounter with the police, the first thing the question is asked is, what did we do? As if the police is automatically right every time. You dig? So that's the type of climate we're dealing with.
I think that would be a good place for us to have a conversation about the National Guard coming to New Orleans. But I know that we don't have enough time on the show left to talk about it.
Nope.
But I mean, when it comes to that, like I always say, we just have to make sure we don't become the very thing that we fight against, number one. And number two, we have to make sure, when I say we, I'm talking about our people, our community. We have to make sure that we are doing and taking the necessary steps to make sure that our community get our just due. Because ain't nobody coming to do it for us. We have to do it. We have to make that sacrifice. And I'm going to stop right there. Y'all
All
take
right,
it easy,
bro. I'm
man.
glad
Love
Most
y'all.
certainly.
Most definitely.
All right, hey, Ron.
Thank you for calling in and sharing.
Yeah, you're right.
Later, brother.
Later.
I was worried about him. He texted me and told me, we get ready to get up out of here, and we get ready to get in, and we're going. I mean, at like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, they were getting in the truck and leaving. And just to let you know, this is where we're going. I'm like, okay. And I thought about it, and I was like, I'm just hoping it wasn't a location where they were going to be, persecuted for being up there,
Right.
Protesting.
Yeah, he puts his life on the line
All the time.
all the time.
All the time. So I text him and say, just be careful. I can't tell you not to go.
Of course not.
Just be careful.
Of course not. To say that they are showing up for people like that, that's so meaningful.
Yeah. So are we this city, and I was going to ask you how you felt too, but of course we out of time. And
Well, let me say it inside this minute. Remember when they was inside Los Angeles and I told you, I said, they going to wind up trying to come to us. We all have to make a stance in overwhelming numbers. Don't let people be isolated and think that it's all just the Latinos. And y'all was like, it's already bad. How bad could it get? And now we're at the point where now it's us. Now it's us. And I said that that's what was going to take place.
I want to thank everybody for being a part of this show today.
That's my I told you so.
Just don't be listening to the I told you so people.
Well, I told y'all so.
And then, of course, it's more to come. Because we really need to start looking to see, are we going to be that area of the country that gets National Guard?
Well, we get them from time to time, though, right? Because like they've been deployed here at least 3 times
But that's
since
what
Katrina.
I keep saying. I was like, we have to be able to look at it instead of getting like Chicago. I'm not saying Chicago's wrong.
I love Chicago.
But I'm talking about us, because we've already had them. So that doesn't mean nothing to me, talking about some that they're going to be deployed here. Oh, my God, we shouldn't have them. But like, y'all do understand that we've had them a couple of times this year.
Yeah, they always here. But I think, too, this should show us why people need to vote for the governor, because we could have had a governor to stand up against Trump. And I hope that our future mayor stands up against Trump, whoever that may be. Because that's another thing. What did the mayor say?
All right, we got to get out of here. I appreciate everybody for being a part of the show. Dr. Shepard,
It's always
good.
great.
And your
Always.
little rodent friend, who's also...
That was your other co-host today.
We ain't had no rodents until the door opened up. Yeah. That's going to wrap that. You know I'm just joking.
Uh-huh.
Fix that foot. You want me to take you out? I'll take you out. You grab my back. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Peace, y'all.
From the campus of Xavier